Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is 𝐻𝐸 and today I'm bringing you another video in the series of helping people get started as vloggers and content creators on YouTube. And I wanted to tackle a subject and talk about 5 points that will help people overcome confidence. It's a huge thing on YouTube, and a lot of people are very unconfident in their capabilities and their sort of areas of expertise. When it comes to starting on YouTube, they have a lot of doubt, and today I want to try and tackle that and give some people some advice that helped me, because it's very important to me to spread what I was given. Not really the way that I was trying to anticipate it. But basically, to sum it up, I just want to give back to the other people that will hopefully get something from this video and be able to go forth and make their own amazing content. It's important to me because, as it's very obvious, I am a bigger guy and I have always had a low self-esteem. I have always had a low self-esteem, and I really want to show people that anybody can do this. I am literally the most averagest of Joes that could average, and I am trying to build up a career as a content creator. I'm a freelancer as well. I'm literally living my own dream, and I'm actually in my kitchen right now because we just got a new flooring, as you may be able to see down in the corner. We got some white laminate flooring, and it is so beautiful and so bright in here compared to the rest of the house, which is so dark and dingy. And I just wanted to film a video in the kitchen. So so let's just get started with point number 1. And that kind of nicely summed it up, is to just get started. One of the biggest things with YouTube, and one of the biggest things that I've witnessed being a coach and helping people build their own content, is everybody tries to use excuses. Now, this obviously falls down to a number of different fears: fear of failure, fear of what other people are going to think, fear of missing out. All of these different fears hold people back from creating content and really pursuing their passion. And one of the best ways to just overcome it is to literally throw yourself in the deep end. One of the best ways to just overcome the confidence of getting started is to just go ahead and do it. So one of the best things that I would recommend, if you are stuck in a rut and you don't know where to start, is to just go and make a video, a how-to video in your area of interest. Or maybe you're wanting to make a gaming channel. Just go and make a gaming video, a let's play, whatever you want to do. If you want to make studio vlogs, just go ahead and film episode number 1. Just show people what you have done in a day or in a week, and just go ahead and just show people. Just film little bits and bobs. Film your hands, film your face. You don't have to do pieces of camera like this until you get a little bit more comfortable, but that's a point that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But ultimately, it just comes down to just getting started. So point number 2 that I wanted to bring up and talk about in this video is heading towards a purpose. This is another great piece of advice that can help people get out of that rut and get started on YouTube, is always having a defined purpose for your brand's existence. This works in business as well, but understand the purpose that you are heading for. If you start a YouTube channel or a business where you kind of have the mentality of, I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years, that is perfectly acceptable, because I am definitely one of those people. However, ultimately, what you want to do is have a purpose, have an understanding of why your brand, your purpose, why you exist on that platform. Why is it that you want to bring these videos to the platform? My purpose is just to inspire other people. I just want to show people and document my journey as a full-time content creator and freelancer, and show people what life is like, and kind of just document my journeys, my experiences, my thoughts, my opinions. And ultimately, my goal is to inspire others. Now, I don't know what my content is necessarily going to look like in 5 years' time, but I know that my purpose will always be on this channel, will be to document my experiences in business and to give my opinions on business and content creation. Because yes, I also own a limited company with my partner, but I also have enjoyed the process of creating content on YouTube for over a decade of my life. So this is a part of who I am, and I just love doing it, and I want to give back to everybody else that's looking to do this in 2021 and beyond. So point number 3 that I'm going to bring up, guys, that could be important for some people is script. Now this is super important because it basically allows you to understand what you're going to say. A lot of people get flustered by the idea of sitting down and talking about things for 10-15 minutes out of fear of screwing it all up and not getting across your point or not getting your point across in the right way. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. The best thing to do is to script how you feel comfortable. There's a few different ways of doing it. You can literally write a word-for-word script, or you can do what I do and literally just write down some bullet points on Microsoft Word and put it on your phone and use it as a prompt to just remind yourself what you're talking about. And I'm showcasing this to you, not for the purpose of showing you necessarily how I do things. It's just to show you that I am not doing any of this in a perfect manner. None of this feels professional to me. None of it really feels that great. But I'm doing it because this is an important message to me. And who knows, I might come back and tackle this whole video again in a year's time, in 2 years' time. And I might do it way better than I've done this time. And that's the best part of making content. But if you are struggling on what to say or where maybe to start with opening up a video, then just give a quick introduction. Just say who you are, what you're going to be doing in the video, and then just go ahead and just, wing it. So the next part number 4 that I kind of wanted to talk about that I feel is important to overcoming any confidence issues and just getting started is getting comfortable. And getting comfortable is difficult. It is not easy, and it is not something that I'm sitting here and saying, oh yeah, it's easy, just do this, that, and you'll be fine. Getting comfortable on camera is difficult, and getting comfortable with what you're talking about is even harder than getting comfortable on camera. But I want to try and give you some pointers that may help, help you get over this and help you just sort of move through this as you tackle it. And the biggest thing that I can suggest is by not giving yourself any distractions. And you might be wondering, how is distractions stopping me from getting comfortable? Well, let me give you one huge example that everybody seems to overlook and is super noticeable on videos. It's the viewfinder. Now, yes, I have my viewfinder out, and yes, I've glimpsed at it once or twice during the process of making this video. However, ultimately, I tend not to look at it. I tend to look at the lens and focus on the lens, and it gets super awkward to try and get comfortable with that notion. One of the best things that I can recommend that you do is to turn your viewfinder off, or just keep it tucked away out of sight, or put something over it. And the reason why is because it's going to allow you to more focus on the lens, which ultimately helps you form a better connection with the person consuming the content. And it also stops you from doing this, where one minute you're looking at the lens, the next you're looking at the viewfinder lens, viewfinder lens. What I normally see whenever I'm watching somebody that's quite new to vlogging. Now, it's different if you're handheld, I admit, but if you're on a static tripod like I am and you're doing a piece to camera, then one thing that I notice tends to happen is a lot of people will kind of be looking at the lens, and then they'll look at the viewfinder, and then they'll be looking over at it, and they'll be going like this, and it becomes, to somebody like me, it's super obvious. Because I have a background in video production, to others, it probably won't matter to the average person. But the reason why I feel that this is important is because it's going to help you understand the concept and what it means to just kind of focus on the lens rather than focus on what you look like. Because let's admit it, my hair looks like I've been homeless for a couple of weeks, and that's because we're in the middle of the lockdown and there's no hairdressers open. And the last time that I let Ashley cut my hair, I ended up with a big bald patch on the side of my head. So I'm not going down that route again. And ultimately and finally, I want to come to the point of analysis paralysis. Now, you may be new to this term or you may not be, but the way that I like to look at this is where you overanalyze everything to a point of where it stops you from actually going ahead and doing it, kind of like what we spoke about in the first point. But it's important to remember that being yourself is perfectly acceptable. There is 1,000 people out there that are waiting to become your true fans, that are waiting to consume every piece of content that you put out there, and they will absolutely love your personality. Everybody thinks that their personality is subpar unless you have a naturally outgoing, very sort of exaggerated personality. A lot of people tend to think badly of themselves when it comes to their personality. I, for one, do the exact same thing. I don't think I'm funny. I don't think anything I do is particularly very good. But the thing is I know that there is at least one person out there that gets value from this type of content. And that's all that matters to me. I don't do this for fame or for money. Yes, to me, fame is just a byproduct of doing something good. And I don't care if I get famous. I don't care, you know, in terms of the money that I make. Yes, I want to live financially free, I'll admit that, but this isn't a time to talk business. This is a time to just tell people exactly how I feel, and I do this for one reason and one reason only, is so that I can look back when I'm older and look at my journey as a content creator, as a human being, and see what I was doing at certain points in my life. And I want to encourage others to do the same. And I want to remind you guys that I would like to take this moment to remind everybody that, you know, if you have had a bad comment, or if somebody's not supporting you in producing content, and you feel like your content is, or you feel like you are not starting because somebody's holding you back, I want you to remember that there's potentially somebody out there that you could change their life by producing content that they consume. There could be somebody out there right now who's having the literal worst day of their entire life, or their existence so far. This could be the hardest day for them, and that one joke that you terribly cracked in a video, that one edit that you did that made the video seem hilarious, you've just put a smile on that person's face, and you've just made their day. And that, to me, is such a powerful thought, and it's such a driving force for me making content, because I just hope that there's one person out there who consumes my content and other people's content and realizes that life doesn't have to be difficult for them. They can make a change and they can pursue their happiness, and that's what's important to me. I've spent the last 2 years pursuing my own happiness, and now I'm trying to encourage my fiance, who's facing a lot of disabilities, to go and face her happiness. So she quit her job. She's got a horse that she has a vlogging channel, and she documents her journey as a disabled rider, and she's doing loads of other great things in her personal life. Like, she's looking at maybe going into archaeology and things like that. Like, it's crazy stuff like that, which gives me the biggest smile and the warmest heart, because I get to watch and witness somebody else chase their dreams of living on this planet, and that is so good for me, and I want to encourage everybody else to do the same. So with that being said, guys, my name's been the Mike James. Thank you so much for watching this video. This has been part 2 in the series. I am going to be continuing this series for hopefully a long time, but the next part will be looking at editing, and I'm going to be giving some examples and showing you guys some free software in video editing and things that will help you and anybody that's stuck and just get started. Other than that, guys, I hope you've had a great time watching this video. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget, you can support me over on Patreon. We have a few different tiers. I am currently undergoing work to kind of reform that, but if you're interested in getting some daily challenges and some daily further insights into my life as a business owner and get encouragement with your own business, then you can always head over to Patreon. If not, guys, don't worry about it. Thank you so much for supporting the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.